and relocate the animals to their appropriate habitat and protect the residents from the animals and vice versa, and prevent the human-wildlife conflict. The Kenya Wildlife Service was informed and visited the areas severally. They have tried setting a trap to get hold of the predators but have not succeeded. 3, whether the department is aware of the attacks on livestock and other domestic animals and the losses occasioned by those attacks. The department was made aware of the attacks by the Evolution Department and has some information gathered through conducting community resource volunteers. The department has established that about 39 animals have been attacked, of which 26 are goats, 12 are sheep, and 1 cow, though this data has not been confirmed with the Kenya Police. 4, the plans the department has in place to have the affected homesteads compensated for the losses suffered as outlined above. The department has advised the affected members of community to report the matter with Kenya Police and with the Kenya Wildlife Services for follow-up on the compensation. 5, what security measures the department put in place to shield the residents and school-going children in the affected areas from injuries or even fatalities from the murders. The departments continue to reach out to members of the community to be vigilant, advising them to keep vigil during the night for the security and that of their animals, as well as ensure school-going children moving in groups. 6, when will the hyenas be captured and relocated? The Kenya Wildlife Service has tried to set the traps for the predator 3 times, all in vain. The Kenya Wildlife Service has as well trained some members of the community on how to set up the snare, and once the predator is arrested, it will be relocated to protected areas. It is my hope that this response is satisfactory to the member of Tulimani Ward. Thank you.
Member for Kagoya Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise this statement on behalf of Tulimani representative who is here with us. I don't know whether the hyenas are still there or they have vacated to another place. So, Honorable Speaker, I think you will allow the Honorable Member, Chalo Mumo, to say a word about this statement, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Chalo Mumo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I truly want to appreciate the member for Waiyakako, Honorable Dennis Musyoka, who is also known as in the street as Mwanake, Mr. Speaker, for standing on me on this statement. Mr. Speaker, even from the chair devolution, the casual manner in which he responded to this statement means that is not probably done properly, Mr. Speaker, because it's so casual, Mr. Speaker, that on the first question about the increase of hyenas, yes, they are saying that they have heard the stories, but they have never seen them. How then do they see them if they don't belong to Tulimani and they have not? I mean, so casual, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, is really beats logic when they talk about, yes, they have put traps, and they have not got even a small hyena, nothing. Personally, Mr. Speaker, if then they are no hyena, why do they then bring the traps? So you can see where the conflict is, Mr. Speaker. And indeed, I can confirm, because I saw one trap they put around my area, Mr. Speaker, around Chone village, and they put a goat. And Mr. Speaker, for the witnesses who are around, I'm told the hyena used to come and smell the goat and pass and move on, Mr. Speaker. So it beats also logic. What it has never caught nothing up to date, Mr. Speaker. You know, I'm surprised when they say that they are confirming that 39 animals have been killed. And then on the first one, they said they don't know whether they are hyenas. I personally, I think they have responded jokingly, and this is a very serious matter. 26 goat, 12 sheep and 1 cow having been eaten by these hyenas. And then again, they advise the children to be vigilant about the hyenas. Mr. Speaker, to me, about the traps, they need to get a bit serious. We thank God for the rains, because all holes are filled with water. Mr. Speaker, all holes, every hole in Tulimani, is filled with water. So the hyenas cannot hide. So probably they may say that they have handled the case. I don't know that the hyenas climb trees or where. But I can tell you where they are hiding, water has gotten into there. So let the department be serious on this matter, Mr. Speaker. I feel, yes, they have attempted, but let them be a bit serious on this. We ask God to continue giving us rains so that they don't come out from where they are hiding, I think.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to seek some clarification from the Honorable Member for Tulimani, being a member of that committee. When he says that of the traps which we were put, and goat was put there, and the hyena could come and smell the goat and go around the goat and go away. Can he really clarify? Because if the hyena was seen by the people doing that, why did they not raise the alarm? Let him clarify further so that we are not economical with the truth and we be fair to the committee on matters of the facts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Our chairperson. A member has admitted that on his part, the hyena could not eat the goats. So in other words, he's confirming that it is difficult to get the hyenas.
The goats, then how would he be able to say the hyenas are the ones who killed the earlier on goats? Because if the so-called hyena he's talking about, he was seen coming to smell the goats and the hyena disappears, then how could he bring a statement stating that hyenas are eating goats? Could be the hyenas in Tulimani do not eat goats. He needs to clarify that.
Unless the member just wants to debate for the sake of it, it's very clear. It is confirmed that the goats that have been eaten by the hyenas are 26. And Mr. Speaker, it is reported, and there are details, and there are reports with the KWS, and there are reports with the chiefs, Mr. Speaker, about this hyena menace. That time they will go to his ward, Mr. Speaker, then he may be able to know what I'm talking about. It's not a laughing matter or a joke, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, what I'm only asking is that, please let us move with speed to arrest this matter. Mr. Speaker, I'm only saying that because of the rains, I've not had any case. And that's what I'm told they hide on those halls. And I'm saying the rains has rained very well, Mr. Speaker. And I can tell you, I don't know whether your place has rained, whether there is any place that there is water, Mr. Speaker. So therefore, I want to ask my good bishop,
Fair enough.
this matter is really serious. So the department, Honorable Tivo, please, honestly speaking, let's look at this matter and give it the seriousness it deserves. I thank you.
Chairperson. Yes, honorable members, you are requesting many of you to speak. And I want to save more time for you for motions because there are 20. Because from where I was seated, the hyenas still can't be caught, and I don't think we'll resolve them on the floor. Honorable Mbalo.
Briefly, just needed clarification, Mr. Speaker. You're talking of, was it a live goat or goat meat? Because you've just said a goat was placed. I was wondering, is it goat meat or it was a live goat? Because that is what I really wanted to know, please. Yeah.
Yes, it was a she-goat, live. I thank you.
Person. What is not in order?
Sir, I'm just standing here to seek clarity of my statement, which I borrowed a similar statement to that one of Kakwaiya. and they came alongside. His has been answered, mine is still pending. May I know the whereabouts of that statement?
Clerk, take note of that and introduce that matter in the order paper. Clerk, take note. Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first of all, the request of the statement was a member of the Committee on Devolution. And also it was directed to Environment, but it was, the Speaker then said we should handle that statement. Honorable Speaker, the request can tell us, you know, in Nikikamba, we have the Ainas, the Aina men. I quote, Bitimon. Maybe these are the Aina men that are eating their goats, because if they can't be, if we set a trap, we can't get them. And they can smell a goat and leave it. So, Honorable Speaker, I think it's beyond our committee now to respond to that statement. Once they start eating the goats again, they can raise and request another statement, so that time we can put a trap. Honorable Speaker, thank you.
Chairperson, liaise with the KWS and see how that matter can be resolved and respond within 14 days. We need an action plan. Honorable members, we have 19 motions on AINAs.
So, Mr. Speaker, I stand on a point of order whether it is in order for this House to continue dealing with matters. Yet, I think there is a very contentious matter which was handled in my absence. Yet, I had sought permission from you to attend other functions. The report on it was a petition. The report on Makueni Lorry Park. And I understand that the committee never met any petitioner, and I understand that your directives were that the petitioners from Makueni to be handled by a physical planning committee, a liaison committee from the executive, which we all know that that committee has no any power to amend or to amend any legislation. So legislation. So I was asking whether we should continue handling other issues. Yet I feel there is a very contentious issue.
Chairperson.
Thank you.
Honorable Marezo.
Mr. Speaker, I think I'm done with that statement because actually, not statement, the petition, I brought a response to that statement when he was not in this House, Mr. Speaker. So I think might not be my business now to know after I brought the statement, it was, I read it here, then I think it should fall from a different place, not from this side. Thank you.
When the time he had brought such kind of a statement, not statement but a report, I had sought permission from you not to be in the House. You should take note on that. Number two, Mr. Speaker, you had even directed us to go and sit and discuss. Yet that statement, the report was brought in my absence and some directives were made.
Honorable members, the subject matter is a petition. A member from Makueni, you are not the petitioner. So in your absence or your presence, when time falls due, the report on the petition is conveyed to the House and communicated to the petitioners. Now, in your absence or your presence, you may not even have objected to the report because only petitioners can object to the report or accept the report. Now, why we have petitions are under Article 1. Your citizens, those of Ilima, Zakika, Kakwaya, Kalawa, they may choose to address the assembly directly and bypass you. I've just read a petition by residents of Kikumini Muva Ward, supported by all these signatures. And Honorable Kawembe is not appearing anywhere. And therefore, it's up to Honorable Kawembe to link with those people. And that is why standing orders provides that the Speaker to communicate, to refer that, to read the petition on behalf of citizens. Then the committee must respond to the petitioners directly. If you read the standing order, they say that a member, the Speaker may allow comments, not a debate, when a petition or a report on a petition has been presented, meaning that we can't vote on it and it can't be amended. Now, as a representative of the people, the only opportunity you have to input to the petition is during the proceedings of the committee, so that you and the petitioners that you represent have agreed, or you have advised them, or you advise the committee with information on how you would want the report to be presented. Now, the fact that the chair presented a report on a petition which was adopted by the committee, then the Speaker cannot withdraw, and you cannot stop it. But the petitioners may disagree with the outcome and appeal. So if the petitioners then agrees, fine. If they don't agree and appeals that decision, then we will look at it. Is that in order? Unfortunately, our powers on petitions are limited. The only powers you have is during the proceedings of the Committee on Petition. That is when you should be available to the committee and the petitioner so that you give your input to be reflected in the report. I hope that is clear. Member for Kakoya, what is it? Just a minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to pass information to the Honorable Member, because petition is where the members of public ought to bring their grievances to the County Assembly of Makueni. If the member was very much interested with that petition or with the grievances which were raised by the petitioners, you could have raised a statement. So I just wanted to make a clarification when a member raises a statement and when the people, either from Waiyaka Ward, they feel that I cannot raise a statement and they want to hear direct from the County Assembly of Makueni, they will bring petition here. They represent themselves direct to the people, to the County Assembly of Makueni. So, Honorable Ndivo, my kingman, I just wanted to tell you, if there is something which has not been addressed, you can bring it as a statement. But now the matter has been settled through a petition, and the response has been done to the people of Makindu. So a statement will do if there's something which is amiss. Thank you.
Just allow me. I take the advice from my kinsman, the court Wasa, Amba Muletema, end of the court. I think, Mr. Speaker, that's what I'm going to do. But I also, I need to, the reason why I've really put this one on this floor, I felt like, I've been feeling like, Mr. Speaker, there's something, let me call it fishy, with how the committee has handled the petitioners. And I repeat, I said the committee never met any petitioner. But now this one has been referred somewhere else. But I think, Mr. Speaker, I'll do it through a statement.
Is this a case where there was, a committee was beaten up?
Mr. Speaker, I was not around. I was not around. And I just heard they were in a certain social hall. They had not called any petitioner. And then I heard there was some chaos. And I had communicated to your office and even to the office of the clerk that I will not be available. And it was well received. So I was not around.
So your communication was that you are away, and therefore the committee should pick another date?
They had requested me to be around on a specific date, and I communicated to the chair. I also communicated to your office and also to the clerk's office, and said I wouldn't be available that particular day, but I had given a day which was like around a week, just a week's time, so that they can come. But I heard they went, and then there were some stories I hear.
Very well.
There was some fracas.
But possibly, they should have met the petitioners and still meet you or with your representative, because you remember the committee had approval of the liaison committee on that particular day to attend to a Makendo matter on committee's budget. And with approval of the Speaker and exercise of powers and privileges and immunity, still members of public wrapped up a committee that had visited. Now, when you ask the petitioners to be met, I do not know how they'll be met and whether even in the first place it's safe to invite them here, because if they met the members with confrontation, and I saw some video clips, and I'm not sure whether the chair would also want to go to the same view again, and I'm not very sure whether the Speaker will allow a committee of account assembly to visit the same scene again, unless then we have to write to the county police commander to provide security, extra security for members of the county assembly on the same. So if that is the matter, then I do not know how the chair can invite petitioners who they were involved in physical fight against the committee. But the committee has gone ahead and made a recommendation that the matter be resolved by another constitutional committee that may inquire. If then public has no confidence with the county assembly committee and their petitioners, then there are other institutions that can be. So should the petitioners feel not satisfied, they can appeal to the House. But for now, the response petition has been given. Let's hear from them. Let's hear what they say about it. We need to save time, honorable members, please. If that is the matter, then, and I advised you, honorable member, I advised you to talk to the chairperson and find a way of administering and resolving that matter. So you have to have a conversation. If you do not have the conversation, I can't help. If I complain to the county police commander, arrests and people would have been arraigned in court for disrupting assembly proceedings. And that was a precedent of the county assembly. But that was not the direction that we wanted to take because there were no injuries. So the committee chose to avoid that venue, until convinced otherwise. Honorable members, let's make progress. I will advise that we, Honorable Mulemba, Honorable Mateso, there are some pressing motions here. I advise that we reorganize the business in the order paper and first sort the motions, and then we refer to statements, if that is in order. Is that okay, Honorable Mulemba? It will come tomorrow. It will spill over tomorrow, but there are reports that must reach Senate by close of business today. Okay?
Honorable Speaker, the issue of my request for land grabbing in Kikima, Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that the response is not satisfactory. There's some information that the committee has not responded to. So you grant them additional time to seek that information about the court issue and also some footpaths that are missing in the list.
Chairperson committee, please endeavor to deal with that matter. Honorable members, I direct that we reorganize the business in the order paper to consider the motions and then we revert to the pending statements for the convenience of the House. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. The report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th of June, 2025.
Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 3rd March 2026. Mr. Speaker, sir, the report of the Auditor General on the County Assembly of Makueni for the year ended 30th June 2025 was laid in the House on the 20th January 2026 and committed to the County Public Accounts Committee for consideration and subsequently report back to the County Assembly as provided for under the Article 229(8) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Mr. Speaker, the Articles 125 and 195 for the use any paper, book, record, or document in their possession or under their control. The committee is also mandated by the Public Audit Act of 2015 to summon witnesses, examine them on oath, and receive evidence. Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General, having audited the financial statements of the County Assembly of Makueni for the year ended 30th June 2025, gave a qualified opinion. The key findings which this committee interrogated and sought evidence on from the management is listed below. One, on the report on financial statements, which is the first part of this report, the auditor had flanked an issue to do with the misclassification in use of goods and services, and on lawfulness and the effectiveness in use of public goods. The auditor had raised an issue with irregular award of contracts to suppliers, irregular payment during oversight and public participation, irregular subscription to the County Assembly Forum, that is SOCAT, and also, SOCAT. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee considered the report, and on the 18th of February 2026, engaged the accounting officer and the representative of the Auditor General for further clarification on the audit issues raised. Honorable Speaker, I will only quote, go straight to the findings and observations. The entire committee made the following observations or findings. One, there was misclassification of expenditure by the management, whereby training expenses were charged under the vote head of hospitality, supplies, services, contrary to Section 40, that's the regulations of the PFM Act 2025, that provides that each county government's budget estimate shall be prepared, accounted for, and reported in accordance with the Government of Kenya budget classification and standard chart of accounts issued by the National Treasury. Number two, finding. The management made payments to the County Assembly Forum, that is CAF, and Society of Clerks at the table, that is SOCAT. The two play a vital role to the county assemblies in execution of their mandates. However, they are not anchored in any legislation, including Section 37 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act 2012, and therefore the payments can be said to be regular. Number three, there were delays in release of funds by the National Treasury to the county governments, thus contravening Section or Article 229 of the Constitution that read together with Section 17.6 of the PFM Act 2012, revised 2020. This hampered the county assembly in facilitating its core mandates, that is oversight and legislation process, thus necessitating the County Assembly Service Board, CASIB, resolution facilitating 50,000 for public participation, 70,000 for oversight, and official transport allowance of 6,000. Honorable members, I need to put this clear that this payment of 50,000 for public participation and 7,000 for oversight, the management argued that it's not supposed to be a payment per se. If the money was coming in good time, it could be given as interest. But because the National Treasury delay in dispersing these funds, that's why when we have an activity, it is a member who takes care, and then the claims are meant. But if the money was coming in good time, we would not have a case like this. The Committee General Recommendations. Mr. Speaker, the committee recommends that the accounting officer should comply with the regulations 40 of the PFM Act, regulations 2015, by ensuring that subsequent budget estimates are prepared, accounted for, and reported in accordance with the Government of Kenya budget classification and standard chart of accounts issued by the National Treasury. Recommendation 2, the Senate should consider enacting a legislation that will take into consideration all the devolution forums, such as the County Assembly Forum, that is CAF, and Society of Clerks at the Table, that is SOCAT, all of which play a vital role in matters devolution. Further, the irregular payments to CAF and SOCAT should be stopped further going forward until the CAF and SOCAT are anchored in law. Honorable members, the law is meant to be followed, and there is no point of making a law just to be broken. We were of the view that every county assembly is paying CAF subscriptions, and every SOCAT, every county assembly is paying this money for SOCAT. And so it is imperative on the Senate to ensure that there is a legislation that recognizes these bodies, because after all, these monies will have to be paid, and every other county assembly will pay. So it's like making a law for it to be broken. And for this case, we implore on the Senate to, because the law cannot be static, even if it appears in the laws, they can be corrected or they can be amended. So we're making that appeal to the Senate that they look at a legislation on that. Honorable members, number 3, recommendation, we are employing on the Senate to compel the National Treasury to always comply with Article 229 of the Constitution, as they together with Section 117(6) of the PFM Act 2012 for timely release of funds in line with cash disbursement schedules approved by the Senate. Members, as I had said, it is the duty of the Senate, who are the big brother in safeguarding devolution, to compel the National Treasury to release monies in time. If monies were released in time, then the county assemblies will have an easier time, and some of these issues that we are seeing, making us look for alternative ways of discharging our duties will not be there. Members, that is all. I acknowledge the committee for the work, for the good work in coming up with this report, and for the county assembly management, the clerk, the speaker, and anyone else who helped us discharge this duty. And that is all. I will ask my vice chair, the honorable member for Mali, to second the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the report. Actually, and Chair, Speaker, allow me to say 1, 2, 3. 1, although I can't see any member of the CASIB in the House, I would urge the Speaker to direct that, because there is that act that is awaiting public participation, to streamline matters of public participation and oversight. I think the Chair can direct on time so that we don't have this matter again as an audit query. 2, allow me to share to us that Senate agreed with these reimbursements. Actually, they posed a question that they have more resources, basically, other than oversight and public participation, they have an allocation for representation. When they go around picking people's views, there is that provision in their budget. And now that because the account assembly is a replica of the National Assembly, I think that needs to be duplicated here, where members would get some resources for representation. When you engage your people, you get their views, before you table them right here in the House, that expenditures need to be considered during budget making. That was the learning from Senate, other than the participation and oversight, which is reimbursed in the Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Move to move that this Assembly adopts the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March. I open for debate. Move of the motion. Chair, before you, I think there's a request from. Okay, Honorable Mbalu.
Mr. Speaker, I really support this motion, and I want to appreciate the Park Committee for being on the forefront to see what we require and defending this house, and even for that advice from the Senate about the representation fee. I've always wondered, because, Mr. Speaker, we spend a lot of money going around peak views, even collective, anywhere, and I believe if the CASIP is asleep on that, we should move forward and enact, put an allowance to that, because, Mr. Speaker, we have been working and we must move forward. And the members, we must be awake to this and move forward and put that, as we have been doing to others. Every time we are doing budget, we should do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mbalu, Honorable Cosmas.
Honorable Speaker, maybe you wanted to mention very clearly that what we were advised from Senate is about the representation provision in terms of allocations. Thank you.
Fair enough. The move of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's my hope and prayer that the members will support. Otherwise, I can see the mood is good. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Members, I now want to pose the question that this Assembly adopts the report of County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March 2026. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Honorable members, I commit this report to Senate and also the CASIP. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 9, motion, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Delegated County Legislation for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, Mr. Speaker, I left my glasses today, but I will try. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report on the Committee on Delegated County Legislation for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 15th of October 2025. Mr. Speaker, I will go straight to the executive summary. Mr. Speaker, the half-yearly progress report for the period January to June 2025 was prepared as per the provisions of Standing Order number 203 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders. The report covers the business undertaken by the committee, achievements, challenges faced, and the recommendation as per that time, Mr. Speaker. It is based on this provision that the committee submits its progress report for the period January to June 2025. During the period under review, the committee held a total of 23 meetings and it deliberated on the following agenda as shall be seen in the report, including 1, consideration of the yearly progress report on committees from July to December 2024, consideration of the public finance management, that is the County Assembly Makueni, the Catering and Health Service Scheme Fund Regulations 2024, consideration of the Joint Committee on Delegated County Legislation and Devolution Public Participation, County Administration and Special Programs on the annual report of the Office of the County Attorney for the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the observations, that the committee made the following observations: that at the end of the reporting period, the committee had considered all matters where it was required to do so. And the achievement thereafter, Mr. Speaker, during the period under review, the committee achieved the following: consideration and tabled its half-yearly progress report for the period July-December 2024, consideration of the untabled report of the Public Finance Management, that is the County Assembly of Makueni Catering Health Services Scheme, Fund Regulation 2024, consideration the annual report of the County Attorney for the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, the committee anticipated to consider the following business from July to December 2025. The Mutula Care Implementation Guidelines, consideration of the Public Finance, that is Makueni Empowerment Fund, Regulations 2024, a table report of the annual report of the Office of the County Attorney for the financial year 2023-2024, to consider all legislations referred to it by the Assembly, that regulations bills, committee benchmarking to Senate, National Assembly, and Judiciary to learn on the best practices, or other activities referred to the committee from time to time, Mr. Speaker. Hosting stakeholders, counterparts, committee, and government agencies. Mr. Speaker, the committee also faced challenges. During the period under review, the committee encountered the following challenges: that is, insufficient budgetary allocation for the committee for effective facilitation in carrying out of its mandate roles. Mr. Speaker, we therefore, as a committee, recommended that the Assembly do consider and increase the committee budget in the subsequent financial year budgets for effective facilitation in carrying out their mandated roles. The Assembly do consider and increase the allocation for the Office of the County Attorney in the subsequent budgets, as this will enable the office implement the resolutions of the Assembly. This Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation for the period January-June 2025. So, Speaker, we acknowledge, in the acknowledgement, I take this opportunity to thank the members of the Delegated County Legislation for their input and invaluable contribution during the period under review. The committee also takes this opportunity to thank the officers of Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the technical support. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is my pleasant duty on behalf of the Committee on Delegated County Legislation to present to this Assembly the committee's progress report for the period January to June 2025 for adoption. I thank you. I would request the Honorable Member from Bitine, who is a member of this committee, Mr. Speaker, to second the motion. I thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Now that this Assembly adopts the report, the half-yearly report of the Committee on Delegated County Legislation for the period January-June 2025, laid on the Assembly, on the table of the Assembly on 15th October 2025. Members, I now open for a discussion and debate. Any member? Mover?
Mr. Speaker, I urge honorable members to support the motion.
Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question that this Assembly adopts the report, the half-yearly report, progress report of the Committee on Delegated County Legislation for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 15th October 2025. As many of that opinion say aye, as many of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it. Honorable members, I directed these reports to be forwarded to the Liaison Committee for further consideration. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson. Have the mic,
Yes.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. Honorable Speaker, you allow me to go to the observations because of all the committee business, that is. And then instead of reading everything, Honorable Speaker, allow me just to go to the committee business. Honorable Speaker, I will start page 6 of 17, 3.21 reports. The committee handled the following reports, most of which were documents mainly concerned with the budget cycle. 1, report on consideration of the 2025 Count Fiscal Strategy paper. The committee observations. 1, or A, the agriculture production in the main value chains have sustained increased output over time, but farmers are not able to access markets, as you have seen with mangoes. B, that the pending bills pose a challenge to budget and implementation. C, personnel emolument expenditure projection for financial year 2025-2026, Kenya shillings 5.1, which is equivalent to 46% of the total expected revenue. This exceeds that 5% threshold set out in section 25(1)(b) of the Public Finance Management, County Government Regulations 2015. D, the revenue from conditional grant and donor funding has been on downward trend. E, the count is experiencing severe sanitation problem that can resort to waterborne diseases. F, that the 2025 Makueni Count Fiscal Strategy paper has proposed that world project allocation be set at 36 million in the financial year 2025-2026, down from that 9 million contained the approved financial year 2024-2025. G, the proposed recurrent expenditure ceiling for the county assembly is 839,631,315, while the allocation for the development expenditure ceiling is said to be 10 million. These allocations are inadequate for the efficient county assembly legislative oversight and representation. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommended as follows. A, the Department of Agriculture and Livestock should come up with agriculture marketing strategy and fully operationalize the Makueni County Cooperative Act 2017 by 30th June 2025. Those are our recommendations. B, all accounting officers should improve on budgeting absorption rates, and the sectoral committees be reporting on quarterly budget implementation to the House. C, the county government should comply with 35% threshold set out in section 25(1)(b) of the Public Finance Management, County Government Regulation 2015 on personnel emoluments. In this regard, the county government should consider conducting a survey to establish the existing skills, gaps analysis, and development of optimal organizational structure. Recruitment should be frozen until the survey is finalized, and only critical vacancies should be filled through the replacement. This will aid in managing the ballooning wage bill. The survey should be finalized and a report be submitted to the county assembly by 30th September 2025. The county treasury should embark on drafting a grants regulation to provide legal framework of engaging all development partners and donors pursuant to section 135 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 by 30th September 2025. E, the Department of Water Sanitation should come up with a proposal to construct decentralized treatment facilities, DTFs, within sub-counties to ensure proper wastewater disposal. The plan should be submitted to the County Assembly by 30th September 2025. F, ward allocation for each ward should be retained at 39 million in the financial year 2025-2026. G, for proper functioning of the County Assembly, the County Assembly ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 should be set at 1,043,126,306, all as shall be contained in the County Allocation of Revenue Act 2025, CARA 2025, for recurrent expenditure. Further, the County Treasury should consider allocating at least 110 million in financial year 2025-2026, should consider allocating, in the financial year 2025-2026 for the completion of incomplete County Assembly developments. Honorable Speaker, based on the recommendation we have given out there are some which have been achieved, others have not been achieved. As members, you can see this report for the year 2025. One, the Committee on Agriculture, following up on the implementation of the Makueni County Cooperative Act 2017. I know they are doing that if it has not been approved in this assembly. B, there is improvement in absorption rate as evidenced in financial year 2024-2025 annual budget implementation report. C, timeline not lapsed. D, timeline not lapsed, according to the recommendation, the way they are. E and F, F, there is fully implementation, and G, there is partially implementation, whereby we got 58 out of 110. Two, the financial year 2024-2025 Makueni County supplementary budget. These committees scrutinized the report and came up with the following observations. The project worth 90 million that were reallocated to reinstate bursaries. Honorable Speaker, I can see members are moving out, and Honorable Speaker, I would ask you to request members to remain, because I will finish this one in a very short period, within five minutes. Honorable Speaker, will be through. Two, the County Assembly recurrent budget ceiling was reduced by Kenya shillings 89,726,128 in the approved CARA 2025. That is expected to resort to pending bills. Three, the submitted County Assembly financial year 2025 supplementary budget true estimate indicated expenditures amounting to 391,186,565. Compensation to employees, and 355,458,451 for the operation and maintenance and the compensation of employees respectively. However, these figures could be verified since no supporting document were provided. The committee made the following recommendation. The projects that were affected by 90 million reallocation mean to reinstate bursaries will be prioritized in the financial year 2025-2026 budget estimates. I know it happened, that one was implemented. Two, the County Assembly accounting officer should provide the budget and appropriation committee a list of all expected pending bills with all supporting documents by that 1st May 2025. This will aid in decision-making during the formulation of financial year 2025-2026 estimates, since pending bills are first charged during initial budget formulation. Three, the County Assembly accounting officer should provide the budget and provide committee, the County Assembly accounting officer should provide the budget and appropriation committee the details of all expenditures on 20th April 2025. Each payment should be supported within the payment voucher by 30th May 2025. Recommendation, Honorable Speaker. Recommendation number 1 was fully implemented. Recommendation number 2 fully implemented. And recommendation number 3 not implemented by that time, Honorable Speaker. We did also the half-yearly progress report for the period July to December 2024. The committee scrutinized the report and came up with the following observation, Honorable Speaker. The committee didn't conduct any oversight exercise during the budgetary constraint. The committee couldn't attain quorum on some occasions as per the sitting schedule, resulting to delay in process of business that was under consideration. 3, the executive, some incidents provided insufficient, complete and delayed information upon request by the committee, leading to delays in transaction of committee business. 4, the committee didn't conduct any training to learn execution of these specific mandates. Honorable Speaker, the committee came up. The committee meant the following recommendation. The committee advocates for every committee to have its own budget. Further, the allocation should be at least Kenya shilling 1.5 million. 2, members should heighten their commitment to deliver on their mandate by punctually attending all committee sittings. 3, the committee should seek collaboration through regular joint committees with all stakeholders to ensure synergy and oversight exercise. F, the committee seeks to conduct benchmarking when there is only 1 year to go to election training exercise within the 3rd quarter or areas of priority to this county. Honorable Speaker, our recommendation 1, partially implemented, 2, implemented, 3, implemented, 4, we have not gone for the training, so not implemented. 4, report on the consideration of financial year 2026 budget estimate. The committee scrutinized the budget estimates and came up with the following observations: that the county assembly, according to accounting officer, presented a pending bill that amounted to 172,982,597. Regulation 51F provide that public officers issued with IE should be informed in writing that the actual expenditure shall not exceed the limit authorized in the IAE. That 2, that the conditional grants in the submitted financial year 2025 budget estimates were in block figures. 3, that the ward allocation in submitted financial year 2025-2026 was revised upward from that 3 million to 39. F, that ward allocation includes 3 million per ward support household subscribed to social health insurance fund through the Mutula Care Program. 5, the county total wage bill in the submitted 2025-2026, Kenya shillings 5.1 billion, which is 46 of the total budget. This is above the 35% ceiling provided in Regulation 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management, County Government Regulation 2025. The committee made the following recommendation: that the Assembly Accounting Officer should adhere to the effort control procedure provided in Regulation 51. 2, all the department with the conditional grant should conduct public participation and submit work plan to the County Assembly Relevant Committee for approval before incurring any expenditures upon approval of the County Government Conditional Additional Allocation Bill 2025. Besides, the County Treasury should submit a regulation grant admission by 30th September 2025 pursuant to Section 139 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. 3, that all subsequent budgets submitted to the County Assembly should include at least that 9 million allocation per ward. 4, that the Department of Health Services should submit to the County Assembly a concept paper and implementation plan of the Mutula Care. I think this has been done, Honorable Speaker. And we have passed the regulations and all that. 5, the county executive committee member of finance planning, budget, and revenue shall submit a responsibility statement, indicate reason to deviation, and provide compliance plan to Regulation 25 of the Public Management County Government Regulation 25 of 2020, by 31st August 2025. Honorable Speaker, the recommendation status implemented, timeline not yet lapsed, implemented, number 4 implemented, and number 5 committee doing follow-up, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have done a lot of work on this. The report is in our funds. That assembly, Honorable Speaker, I will not read everything, but we have done a lot of work with observation, recommendation, and also stating all recommendation, whether they have been done or they have not been done, and we are going to make follow-ups where necessary. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I call upon Honorable Musso to second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do second. This is a very good report, and I would urge the members to take it seriously and move forward to approve it. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Members, I moved back to move that this assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the committee of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Makueni County Financial Year 2024-2025 annual progress report. Sorry. Thank you, members. That move that this assembly adopts the report, the half-yearly progress report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. Members, I allow for debate. Thank you. Member for Madam Lala Ward.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Yes, you propose. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the report by the Chair Budget. Actually, the Chair is admitting that they really have quorum. But seriously, he has gone a report which has very nice recommendations. I hope during the adoption of the report there was quorum. Honorable Speaker, the member has outlined clearly the matter on DTF. And the request by the committee, or the recommendation from the committee, is that at least we get a DTF at sub-county level. We have 6 sub-counties. At least if we get some, those we will deal with matters of sewage, mostly within the big or the urban centers, Honorable Speaker. Surprisingly, Honorable Speaker, with a budget for Emali Sultan municipality, even back 2024-25 financial years, the department was not able to establish that DTF, Honorable Speaker. So I wonder who will implement these 6 DTFs if they were not able to implement only one in Emali Sultan municipality with the resources, Honorable Speaker. May I report to this House, Honorable Speaker, actually, the 3 million that was meant for Emali Sultan municipality DTF, which was to be done in Sultan Ahmad Market, urban center, it has been reallocated, even without the awareness of this Honorable House, Honorable Speaker. How it went through in the supplementary budget, that remains the biggest worry, Honorable Speaker. 2, Honorable Speaker, there is this recommendation from the committee about putting into operation the Cooperative Act. Honorable Speaker, if that act is put into to use or is actionalized, Honorable Speaker, then we will be able to solve the marketing problem or challenge in our county. Because you realize that our citizens, our people are hardly working in their farms, but to look for market becomes a challenge because the cooperatives are not active, they are not funded, because funding cooperatives is the only way to deal perfectly with the challenge of marketing in the horticultural world, Honorable Speaker. That is a serious recommendation. And I wish the Department of Agriculture can put that into practice, Honorable Speaker. Finally, Honorable Speaker, this issue of making sure that there is full implementation as pertains the budget on agricultural products, Honorable Speaker, I think that is a serious concern to every other member because we have the Makindu Green Cross company, Honorable Speaker, which up to date have not been put into use, Honorable Speaker. The over between 300 and 600 million were utilized to establish that farm. That resources would have been reallocated and used in another activity that is productive to our people because now the farmers, we cannot move ahead and advise our farmers to do that grain gram farming because the market is not really the value addition program intended by department, then it has not been put into use. So I wish this good recommendation by the committee should be put into use, should be considered. And the implementation committee, Honorable Speaker, which I'm not sure whether they met it and whether they can prove of having any meeting in this third assembly, I think they should be working on the implementation of some of the resolutions of this House. Because the challenge is we come up with very beautiful, very nice recommendations, but the implementations becomes a problem. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, what has been read or tabled or heard by the chair and others, I think this House should move up and ensure that there is an implementation matrix. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Jonathan Kimongo. You have not requested, Honorable Member. Then carry on, Honorable Jonathan.
It's unfortunate, Speaker. I think you've confused the names, but it's okay. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to support the motion. It is true. The members have given very good recommendations. They have given a very good outlined report on what has been happening within that working department, and especially on our money matters. And as much as I support this report, I equally raise concerns, especially on the pending business. So the pending business which are being raised here is the reports for the year 2024-2025, as well as the financial year report for 2020. Let's see. Yes, for 2023-2024. Looking at those 2 years, you find that actually that is not a health situation, given that financial issues are very key, and given that most of the sensitive areas in the operations of the account is within the financial lines. So I would wish that they may be able to take it seriously, that at least they may push some of these pending businesses to be up to the time. At the same time, I've seen most of the timelines have been overtaken by the events, especially when it comes to the analysis of the gaps and on the skills matters for all the employees, which was given as that 1st March 2025. Now, these are very important functions. Could be the chair may go ahead and enumerate us on more how he will be able to catch up with the time which has already been bypassed, so that we don't just become rubber stamps of good recommendations and yet there's no action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. The chairperson, and as you respond on the chairperson, you need to comment on the committee recommendation that number C, as the member for Irema has alluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I've had Honorable Member.
Honorable Chair, before you carry on, honorable members, for the purposes of order and completion of the business before the House, I direct that all members remain in the chamber. Thank you. Carry on, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. I've had the sentiments or the contribution from Honorable Jonathan Mutoka, Member of County Assembly representing the people of Lima, and also our Deputy Leader of Majority, Honorable Speaker. If you check, Honorable Speaker, on that report, we tabled report on 6th October 2025. So our report was ready that time, on 6th October 2025. That's half year for the 2024-2025, which the year ended June 30th. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we brought the report on time, and we must agree, Honorable Speaker, and according to John 8:32, that is the Bible, it says, you will know the truth, the truth will set you free. Honorable Speaker, many times in this assembly, we have lacked quorum. Therefore, we could not proceed to prosecute this matter if there are no members in the assembly. That is the quorum of 16, to make sure this document or this motion has been this motion was to be processed that time. Honorable Speaker, let us bear the burden. The committee, we have said not every time we meet. According to other committees, maybe they are meeting on daily basis. Now they have missed one sitting, Honorable Speaker, which I know is not the truth. They must have missed one sitting, committee sitting, Honorable Speaker, to be truthful to ourselves and to be honest to ourselves, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, we brought the report. Just wanted to say we brought that report on 6th October 2025. We were ready to process the motion at that moment. Honorable Speaker, I've had also Honorable contribution from Honorable Cosmas Kaleli. I usually call him my seconder. On Makueni Growers Company Limited, I don't know where that company is, Honorable Speaker. I don't know where that company is, but I am aware of Makueni grain processing plant, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable General?
I applaud my learned friend, as well as my seasoned member, the chair of budget. However, Mr. Speaker, he has Skyped the question, which you even insisted that he should give us a very clear outline on how he's going to deal with the business, which was left 24-25. Even when they brought the report, that was still pending, because the report indicates that 24-25 financial year analysis report, it was still pending. 23-24, the report says that was still pending. But now he's not telling us when they'll be able to address this and how soon. When you look at 23-24, having a report, financial year report, which is not analyzed and lying at the shelves of the budget committee, and we are in 25-26, almost going to 26-27, then automatically there's a very large gap. And as account, or even as the account assembly, it means we don't have information on how we are doing financially. Kindly, can you at least address us and tell us how they'll be able to go about those delays? And also the issues of the bypassed timelines. He has not mentioned them. I agree. This report came long time ago, and it has delayed within our shelves because of some other technical issues as far as the county assembly is concerned. But at least the chair, he should tell us, this bypass time, we are going to do it this way and that and that. Thank you.
Chairperson. Before the chairperson, member for Mariam Lala, what is it?
You know, Honorable
on the
Speaker,
point of order?
I didn't understand why the Honorable Jonathan stood, because there was no order, there was no information. I was ready on a matter of procedure. How did this? He's a member of the Speaker's panel, but he seemed not to understand the procedures of this. However, the member is talking of matter of quorum, and he's in a leadership. He's a deputy majority leader, and they rarely come in the house. The leaders of this House, Honorable Speaker. So I think he should be the first one to admit they are making this House not to Honorable Speaker and admit that he is causing the failures in this House.
Member for Emali, can you have a seat?
Information.
Have your seat, Honorable Member.
I am informing members, Honorable
Member for
Speaker.
Emali, have your seat. You know, member, you cannot, you are in you have another point of order. You want to another point of order on the same? So what can you say? What can you say about that?
Mr. Speaker, when I stood on a point of order, I just asked whether the member was in order not to address the question which was there. However, on the issue which the honorable member is raising, everybody in this house knows that I was bereaved. And now I wish that one time he may be able to understand what it means to be bereaved. Because I've never lacked quorum in this house. I've never actually observed myself in this house. You can go to the signings, except when I have an issue. However, him, we know he's a serial.
Thank you.
However, now about the issue of quorum, I've never even talked about quorum. I said we have had technical issues.
Thank you. Your point is Honorable Jonathan. The chairperson carry on and respond on Honorable Bishop's Jonathan Mutoka's issue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think the question was well answered. Honorable Speaker, I will ask, you give us time tomorrow. We start with the current report. Because we have so many reports which you have tabled here, motion which have been moved in this assembly by the Budget and Appropriation Committee chairperson, which have not been processed because of lack of quorum. Even this one, I moved it and we lacked quorum in the middle of moving this motion. So we lacked quorum. We could not process it last week. That is why we have it today. Honorable Speaker, can I be given time tomorrow? I process all the motions as Chair Budget and Appropriation Committee. Because some of these questions which have been raised, they are in the next report. The next report, there will be questions. They will be on the next report, under the next report, under the next report, Honorable Speaker. So you will give me a guideline. And now I'm going to address that issue tomorrow. Maybe in the afternoon, it's Chair Budget to address all the motions and all the reports, Honorable Speaker.
We will advise. Carry on for today's business. Thank you.
And also
order on the moment.
Also the deputy
Honorable members, let's be orderly. Carry on, Honorable Chair.
Okay, I also mentioned about Honorable Cosmas Kalelis talked about Makueni Growers Company. I don't know where that company is, but I'm aware of Makueni grain processing plant, which is along Mombasa Road, Emali, somewhere, Makindu, not Emali, Honorable Speaker. And I heard that that plant is processing grains. I don't know whether you have taken some grains there, Honorable Speaker. I have heard also, I have not gone there, Honorable Speaker, and you have heard Honorable Kimongo talk about representation and provision fund, so that we can be able to go there and see whether the Kathonswen dairy milk also they are processing yogurt and other things, Honorable Speaker. Also, Honorable Speaker, I'm happy Honorable Cosmas mentioned about implementation committee. When we do all these recommendations, Honorable Speaker, it is the work of recommendation committee to make sure that those recommendations have been implemented. However, Honorable Speaker, as Chair Budget and Appropriation Committee, we have gone an extra mile to say this particular recommendation has been done, has been implemented or not, Honorable Speaker, at least to make the work easier for them. Honorable Speaker, I think the document is well presented with the recommendations which are time-bound and a good recommendation, Honorable Speaker. And I urge the honorable members, honorable members fully support this report. Tomorrow I can do the annual report because this was half-yearly, and then other, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honorable members, I now want to put the question that this Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the different contrary opinions say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I direct this a report to be forwarded to the Liaison Committee for action. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 11, motion. The half-year report of the Committee on Trade, Marketing, Industry, Culture and Tourism for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson, before the chairperson, what is it? A member for Kaskil?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I think we have a quorum each. Yeah, we are 13.
Sanjay, clerk, can you confirm? Sergeant at times, can you ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes? 8 minutes. So, member for Kakoya, what are you saying? Member for Kakoya, you have an issue?
Honorable Speaker, I'm worried because we talked about DTFs. And we said every sub-county should have a DTF. And I'm aware that in Sultan there is no DTF. There is. Is it working? So you don't need one. So, Honorable Speaker, I thought the honorable member, because the first time he has come this month, this section, you could have just allowed the process to proceed, Honorable Speaker, and allow the technical team and advisors, not him, Honorable Speaker. He has not been coming in this house. He has not been coming in this house, Honorable Speaker. And when he comes, he talks about sand harvesting in Kasikeo, regardless of which motion, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Emali, what is it?
You know, Honorable Speaker, it's so demoralizing when a member says, the only thing Honorable Kavai can talk is about sand. And actually, when he, despite the motion, Honorable Speaker, you know, this is like intimidating the people of Kaskeo Ward. I am totally perturbed. I wish the member can withdraw those sentiments, Honorable Speaker. Honestly, that is not good for a member. The only member who should have a DTF, despite the challenges from the implementers, Honorable Speaker. The members should withdraw and apologize. Thank you, Honorable
Does
Speaker.
the member for Emali, you are speaking on behalf of member for Kaskeo, does he feel the same?
You know, Honorable Speaker, I am the chair of Emali Sultan Caucasus, so I am in charge.
But the member is comfortable, Honorable member for Emali. What is it, member from Bitini? I can't see your name here. You are seat number what? Number 8. Carry on.
Honorable Speaker, it's my humble request to direct the Deputy Whip to go and whip members and stop sleeping here. Thank you.
I think for our whips, Mandela Chapchap whip is here, and also the majority leadership. Kindly go and whip members to join us so that we can carry on with the business of today. The 2 members have directed you to go and whip members who are outside, and then you come back. Member for Kaskeo, do you have a, what is it?
Sir, thank
Should you draw this statement very quickly? He has attacked me directly. He has said that I normally talk about sand and sand and sand only. The only time I talked about sand is when the 2 members from this house proceeded to Kaskeo. That's when I started lamenting about sand harvesting. Now that one is now over. I don't know why.
So you acknowledge you have been talking about sand?
Of course, it is.
I have been talking about Sand Harvesting Cascade because it was hitting my head.
The member was not wrong. He has said you have been questioning about sand, which is true, and you have confirmed that you have been doing it.
In addition, the speaker said that I do not frequent this house. I'm always here. He's the one who doesn't come, Mr. Speaker. And in addition to that, Mr. Speaker, he has talked about DTF. At Sultanahmud, there is no DTF. It had been allocated 3 million. The money was just taken away. I don't know where it went. And again, he's now talking about the milling plant. Milling plant, that is, cereal milling plant is just at Cascade. It had been allocated several millions. The millions were still taken. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I say that that particular member, chairman, maybe he has something to answer as far as Cascade is concerned. Thank you.
Chairperson, Honorable Kakoya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm happy because the Honorable Member has acknowledged that our recommendation on DTFs are very critical to each and every town along Mombasa Road and to all sub-counties in Makueni. And he has further said that, the allocation of funds to that DTF has been done, but he is not aware why the implementation has not been done or where the money has been reallocated to, Honorable Speaker. Those are very critical matters we are discussing here as Budget and Appropriation Committee, Honorable Speaker. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, about the sand, I'm building the name of Honorable Kavai because when the members of Kaskeo hear that their member, when he comes to the county assembly of Makueni, he has to make sure that there is no sand harvesting in Kaskeo. They feel so good and they know their leader is leading them not in the right direction, Honorable Speaker. So he should also do something because of that favor for building building his name in this assembly, Honorable Speaker. The other about the milling plant and all that, Honorable Speaker, those are the critical matters we are discussing here. And that is why I said, Honorable Kavai, you should not have caused this problem we are undergoing right now. You could have just kept quiet. At least at the end of the day, we are through with those things. And the next motion also, we are through with that. Because we have very good recommendation, Honorable Speaker. And the Honorable Kavai should have accepted us, at least we proceed. And leave the other bit to technical team. But I know you wanted to rush home, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Kavai, you can rush home, there's no problem. The 30 each, Honorable Speaker. You wanted now to shout so that you can go home. But the DTF, the milling plant, the sand harvesting, they will be processed in this assembly, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
I think, member for Kaskeo, you are well advised, and also for the allocation which was done for the DTF, you know the right procedure for inquiring on how which the projects which have not been done in your ward. Thank you.
saying, it's good to accept as an assembly. We have a good to accept as an assembly. We have a problem. We had full house almost, and the people have worked to take and protect this house. So in this context, we have an issue, and I pray that we may address these issues administratively, because I believe this can be addressed, and we will do it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I also want to direct that the leadership of the houses to take note that we need to be having quorum on all sittings. So for the leadership of the majority party, Mheshimiwa Francis Muso, can you say something about the quorum issue?
Mr. Speaker, we are really worried because both sides of the House, actually the leadership is missing, and has been missing for some days. They should actually set an example of where we are going. If they are not setting an example, then, Mr. Speaker, we need to sit and agree on the way forward, because nobody will actually drive all the way from Mutitwade or even a place like Tulimani to come and waste his fuel here or his time, Mr. Speaker. So let them be serious for once. They are failing us. It's a big failure.
Member from Bettina, what is it?
I think sometimes we need to be serious and we need to follow the standing orders. We are aware there are members who, if we can count very well, the 8 consecutive days, we might find some members who are almost about to, I don't want to say they have reached the 8 consecutive days. But if we can implement that, Honorable Speaker, we will not be having this problem of quorum. Thank you.
Member for Kakawaya.
Since I'm speaking, I'm perturbed or surprised by honorable member who sits on the speaker's panel talking about some members have surpassed their 8 sittings. He is the one to advise us the way to go. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, he's second or third on the speaker's panel, Honorable Speaker. So he should give us a way forward, Honorable Speaker. You see, when we are pointing out figures to the leaders, we are saying the leader of majority is not there, the leader of minority is not there, the leader of whip minority is not here, the whip or wiper, the chap is not here, and the wood is not here, Honorable Speaker. Those are leaders. And as a person, a member in the speaker's panel, is also a leader. He should guide us, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Member from Bettina. Sergeant Adam, stop the pen. Member from Bettina. I can't see you. If you don't have a card, it's not showing at all.
Honorable Speaker, these are house of order and procedures, and we have answered, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was very careful. When I was making my statement, there is no anywhere I've said that there are members who have reached 8 consecutive days. I say they are almost, but he's trying to say that I've said they have reached 8 consecutive days. And also, Honorable Speaker, the work of whipping members to come to this house is not the speaker's panel or the speaker. We have whips and a leadership for that purpose. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, when you came, we were discussing on the issue of quorum each. And even up to now, we still have a quorum each. We are lacking 1 person. And I would wish to correct my honorable member from Zakika. when you say leaders are not here, we have representation of the leadership here.
You are the only one here.
Now, I am a leader, Mercy is a leader, and Maneno is a leader. So it is totally out of order. I find him out of order, Mr. Speaker, when he says leadership is not here. We are highly representing the leadership in this house. So he should withdraw that statement, for it is demeaning to the leaders who are around.
Let's not debate that matter. Last week, we find ourselves in a situation where there was no a member of the leadership in the house. Let us not take that route. It will be difficult to defend that case because there is evidence. So let's rest it and move forward positively. Honorable Bateso, to respond to a statement, clerk, I direct, yes, we revert back to the statement. No, is it, where are the motions? There are 3 motions. But the statement you can. That's what I'm saying. Yes, statement you can. So, we member for chairperson of capital infrastructure to respond to on matters related to statement by a member from Bitini. Chair L is out. Chairperson committee on affordable housing. Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to give an additional response to the statement regarding the implementation of water affordable housing in Watenzi Ward as was requested by Honorable Felix Mateso. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, to go to question answer. Mr. Speaker, there's a question whether bills of quantities were prepared for the drilling and development of the additional 2 boreholes under the project. If available, please provide the approved bills of quantities. The response is the approval for the 2 additional boreholes has not yet been granted. Once approval is obtained, the project architect will issue instructions to the contractor to carry out a hydrological survey. Therefore, no bills of quantities were available. Question 2, submit the complete structural design documents for the proposed sewerage treatment plan within the affordable housing project. The response is a professional sum has been provided in the bills of quantities for the sewerage treatment plant under the project. The designs for the biotreatment plant were requested during the last monthly meeting held on Tuesday, 24th February 2026, and as at the date of this response, no structural or detailed designs for the sewerage treatment plant had been provided. The details of the treatment plant shall be shared immediately they are provided. And finally, confirm whether Water Town currently has an approved sewer system design in place. If the designs exist, provide information on their status, including plant timelines, or phases for implementation, budget allocation, and any prerequisites that need to be fulfilled before execution begins. The response is, Watertown currently does not have an approved sewer system design in place, nor is there a budgetary allocation for the same. However, the Department of Lands and Environment and conducted a pre-feasibility study on the water sewer system and treatment plant. So, Speaker, there's an attached pre-feasibility study report. So, Speaker, there is a huge document here which was designed as a document about sanitation facilities for Thwake Multipurpose Dam, tender design report for Watertown, prepared by the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. Mr. Speaker, the report outlines the tender design of proposed sanitation facility for Watertown. Mr. Speaker, if you allow, I will table this document. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is what I was following, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, this should be the document that is required to be linked with the West from the affordable housing, Mr. Speaker. If you allow me, I need time to go through this so that I can understand the content here. Maybe I can respond later after I'm going through. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, how much time do you require to peruse?
7 days, Mr. Speaker.
7 days?
Yes.
Fair enough. On Chairperson Committee on Lands to respond to a statement as requested by a member from Boni Ward. Grabbing of public utility. It is your turn. You're in agreement? Okay. Now, honorable members, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On that statement on Kikima Town, Mr. Speaker, I requested that you give the committee additional time so that they can respond on the two items, the issue of the court ruling, and also the issue on the list of the paths that were supposed to be opened within Kikoma Town. Thank you.
That is granted. Adjournment. Honorable members, time being 17:00 hours, the House stands adjourned until tomorrow, 10th of March 2026 at 09:30 hours. Sergeant, allow the mess. Honorable members, you may take your seats.
Work is a pain in the apps. My files are in this app, my chat's in this app, projects in that app. Oh!
Wow. You're really working your apps off, Daniel.